Hello friends, this is your Hemant Kumar. In this video, we are going to see the concept of multithreading in Java. Same as I mentioned in my previous videos, I am going to use the Eclipse IDE for this Java area. Now let's look on the question. The first question. This first question, we are going to create a thread that prints, that means displays, the multiplication table. For the question, we are going to assume we are going to print the multiplication table for 5. Now let's look on the program. Just I am going to get an input from the user so that that input can be used for the table number. Due to that, I have imported the scanner class from UDL package. And I'm going to use Runnable Interface. So I have implements that Runnable Interface inside my class called myThread that contains the run function, which is a public one. Inside, it creates an object to the scanner class so that we can able to get the input from the user using that scan object. We are asking the user to enter the table number. And using nextInt, since the number will be an integer, we are going to use the nextInt function of scan object. We are getting the input and storing it inside a variable called num. And using while loop, we are going to print the number and the multiplicand and the resultant. That means a multiplier, multiplicand and the resultant. And we are going to use a thread.sleep function so that it halts in the same place for some time. It takes milliseconds as a parameter since 3 seconds is equivalent to 3000 milliseconds. We are passing that. This sleep function will throws an exception. Due to that, we are using that inside a try and catch block. This catch will just print the what is the exception that is caused. And outside just we are printing the program has been executed successfully. Since it takes 3 seconds to print each line, we don't know whether the program is completed or not. Due to the user to know the program is completed, we are printing this one. And in our main class program, and inside the main function, we are creating an object to this myThread class, where I am initializing as obj, and we are creating a thread to the thread class called thread, and we are passing the obj, this object, this myThread object, to this thread class, and we are calling the start function. Here the start function will automatically calls this run function. Now let us run this program. It has the table number as it's mentioned. We can give 5. It prints the 5 into 1 is 5 and the 5 into 2 is 10, 5 into 3 is 15. As we have mentioned, it have to take 3 seconds for each step to print, so it takes some seconds. Now it's printing 5 into 8 and 5 into 9. You can able to see it takes some more seconds to print, so that the user don't know whether the program is executed or not, in order to know that this line is printed. Now let us look on the next question. For this question, we are going to use the Runnable Interface. We have to implement this Runnable Interface for our program. In this one, we are going to get a paragraph of text as an input from the user. And using that input, we are going to create 2 threads called word and vowel. And we have to follow the following operations with 2 seconds delay. A word thread that displays each word by one, and the vowel thread that prints vowels one by one. Now let's look on the program. As we are going to get an input from the user, I have imported the scanner class from the UTL package. And we are implementing the runnable interface from this to this myThread runnable class. And we are initializing, that means are declaring a variable called a paragraph of string type. And we are having the constructor, which is non-parameterized constructor. Inside, we are creating an object to this scanner class called scan, and we are asking the user to enter the paragraph. And using next line function, we are storing that user entered input to a variable called a paragraph, which is an variable to this myThread runnable class. Means it is a data member for this myThread runnable class. And we are closing this scanner object. Next, we are having the run function. Inside, first it takes the current thread that is running using thread.currentThread, and we are storing that inside a thread reference variable, and we are getting the name for the current thread using getName of thread reference and storing inside a thread name variable, which is a string type. And we are asking the compiler or the system to take some 2 seconds or 2000 milliseconds to halt in the same place. As I mentioned, it throws some exception, so we have to use inside try and catch block. And we are checking whether the thread name is equals to the word, or else if the thread name is equal to the vowel. If the thread name is equal to the word, we are creating an array paragraph words of string type that splits the paragraph that we have get from the user, and we are going to store inside this paragraph words string array. And using for loop, we are printing each word one by one, and the paragraph words dot length is the total index will be available, or the total words will be available. Else if the thread name is equals to the vowel, we are first assigning the vowels to vowels that means A, I, O, U inside a variable called vowels of char type. This is an array, and we are printing the vowels using for loop. First, using for loop, we are taking each character from the paragraph that the user entered, and then we are converting the paragraph at an index to a lowercase of character type, and then we are storing that value inside a variable called each, which is character primitive data type, and we are comparing whether the character each is present in this vowels array using for each still for loop. If it presents, it just prints that character. And inside the main class, the program class, we are having a main function that first creates an object to this myThread runnable class, and then we are creating a thread called word by passing this obj as a parameter to this thread class, and using setName function we are setting the name for this thread class as word, and we are going to call the start function so that it calls the run function of myThread runnable class. And using try catch block, we are calling the join function so that the processor will halt until the current thread gets executed completely. It throws exception, so that we have to use inside the try and catch block. Next, we are creating another thread called vowel by passing the obj object, and we are setting name as vowel, and we are calling the start function. Now let us run the program. It asks for the input. Let us give welcome to Welcome to multithreading. In Java. First it prints the words in this input as welcome to multithreading in Java by separated by comma, and then it prints the vowels which is present in this input, each one separated by a comma. Now let us look at the next question. In this question we are going to extend the thread class using extends keyword, and we are going to get 10 numbers as an input from the user, and we are going to store inside an array variable, and we are creating 3 threads called even, odd and the total, and we have to do the following operations. That means even thread that displays even numbers in the array, and the odd thread that displays the odd numbers in the array, total thread that displays the sum of all numbers in the array with 2 seconds delay. Now let us look at this program. This one. First we are importing the scanner class from the UTL package, and we are creating a class called mythread that extends to the thread class, which is a parent class, and we are creating an array called numArray of integer type of size 10, and we are passing that to a constructor function so that this can be initialized during the object creation. And we are having the run function that first gets the current thread reference using the current thread function of thread class, and using the getName function it gets the name for the current thread, and we are storing that inside a variable called thread name of string type, and we are asking to sleep for 2000 milliseconds, and we are checking whether the thread name is equals to the even, odd or the total. If it's even, we are printing the even numbers using for loop. Using for each style for loop, we are getting each element from this numArray variable, and we are checking whether it's 0 when the element is modulo divided by 2. If yes, it prints the element. If it's odd, the current thread is odd, we are printing the odd numbers that takes each element and checks whether the element modulo divided by 2 is not 0. If so, it prints the element. And if that current thread name is total, it checks, that means it takes each element and adds it with a variable called sum that we have initialized as 0, and it is incremented during each iteration. And outside the for loop we are just printing the value of sum. And inside the main class we are having the main function that first creates an object to the scanner class of scan, and we are having the numArray of integer type of 10 size, and we are asking the user to enter 10 numbers, and we are storing inside this numArray using a for loop, and we are creating a object to this mythread class called even, and we are passing the numArray to this mythread class, and we are setting the name for this thread as even, and we are calling the start function, and we are saying the processor to wait until the current thread completely executed. And we are creating another thread called odd by passing the same numArray, and we are setting the name for this this thread as odd, and we are calling the start function that calls the run function of our mythread class, defined class. And next we are creating another object of our mythread class as total that similarly takes the same numArray as a parameter, and we are setting the name for this thread as the total, and we are calling the start function. At last we are closing the scanner object. Now let us run this program. Tasks the input, let us give from the numbers 1 to 10. Yes, It prints the even numbers as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 separated by a comma, and the odd numbers as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 separated by a comma, and the total sum, which is 55. Yes. That's all in this video. We can meet in another video with another topic. Until then, bye bye.